everyone, Great Power 60 here. Good morning. I was up really late last night. Show you some of my little creations that I did. These were just samples that I was doing. So I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers. I hope you can see that. Let me see if we can do it right. It's Filizlovespaper, F-I-L-I-Z, Loves Paper. Check her out. She's a great crafter. She's got so many great ideas. She's very artistic. Anyway, she has a two-part series on how to make foam stickers. Of course, hers are much better than mine, but I wanted to give it a try. And I looked all over my stash. Now I still have other boxes to go through. I couldn't find I have foam sheets, which is what she used, a foam sheet, to cut out anything, make your own designs and do whatever. But I did have my foam sticker container here with all kinds of different, you know, fish and flowers and all that kind of stuff. So I thought, well, I'm going to try it using these foam stickers, because sometimes you want to design something and you can't quite find what you're looking for. So I wanted to give it a try. I took out, and all you need is foam stickers, a little glue, some paint, and some cardboard, just ordinary cardboard. And I had some different kinds of cardboard. And all you have to do is take your sticker. Here, let's do one to show you. I'll just take a couple of these flowers out and put these up here for now. Put these over here. So here's a piece of, actually it's harder than cardboard, but anyway, you could cut it smaller if you want. So here's just some foam stickers that I have. You know, it's more fun if you design your own, but I pushed out the centers, but I kept the centers because they make really cute little dots. So if you need some background, you can just use the dots. If you want, you can cut these, you know, into different designs, whatever you want. If you want to take them apart and do a little artistic change with it. And then I just glued them with my tacky glue. You could probably just leave them, but I want them to stay on. So I made sure. I've got another one here, another one here. So all I did was I took off the backing. Let's just do one here. The little paper backing. I just took it off, and I know it's really sticky, but I want it to be permanently sticky. So, oops. Oh, I just spread it around just to, you know, make sure that it doesn't come off. I just kind of spread it with my fingers, and then you just put it down, and I just press it down and hold it just to be absolutely sure. We'll do the same with these little dots. These ones are a little more tricky because they are small for my little fat hands here. One of the other tips that she gave me, which was really great, is, you know, when you're doing a lot of crafting and you want to store your tacky glue, just put it on an angle or hold upside down, and it's easier to come out. The problem is I hadn't used mine in a while, and it had been laying down for a while, and when I took the top off, of course, all the glue came out of the top all over the place. But because I did a lot of stickies, I managed to use it all, and I didn't waste a drop. Well, maybe a drop. And you don't need a lot. I mean, they're already sticky. I just don't want them to come off. And then you just place them wherever you want on your cardboard. And I've tried them with watercolor, my acrylic paint, and we'll put one here. And let's try a green roundy one here. I tried I used, let's see, my just this cheapy, you know, for watercolor. I tried that, and I tried my other, we'll put this down here. Alrighty. And my wet ones weren't, my wet wipes weren't, the top wasn't staying and they were drying out, so I put them in here, added a little bit of water, and I've had them in there for almost a year, and they're still, not a year, I would say about 8 months. They're still good, so that's handy to have. And I got some paper towels to wipe for the ink. So we've got that, and I'm just going to let it dry for a second here. And I'll grab this. I just grabbed a couple of sheets. I should have grabbed white, but this is beige. This should be okay. It's one of my good cardstock. I shouldn't have used that, but as you can see, I had these serving cups that you could use for parties and stuff, putting dips and different things in there, and I use them for my paints. You get like 20 of them in a package. So this was the paint. It's just a craft acrylic paint, and I'll just pour a little bit in there. I don't need much. I also noticed what she used, which was great. I got these at the dollar store. They're just cosmetic wedges. Oops, cosmetic wedges. And they're great for spreading the paint. So I won't use that one for now because I have one in here that is pink. It's probably still wet because I think it was 2 in the morning when I was doing this. But just to give you an idea of how it, you know, kind of all comes together. And all you do is you just, you know, paint over it. Like so. I mean, I just thought this was a great idea, especially if you want to use them for like background. And if you're really artistic, which I'm not that creative, but I learn from some of the best. And if you get a little bit on, you know, your cardboard that you want to, you know, not show up, which I tend to do, you can wipe it off or leave it if it might give you, you know, an extra little design that you want. And then all you do is just press it down and hold it. Just press it around. Now, because it's acrylic paint, it's thicker and more watery, not watery, but it just comes out maybe not quite as messy. And that's the first one. Now, if I wanted to do, say, the other way with the secondary, I press a little harder because the foam kind of absorbs some of the, so that's really, really faint. So I just load it up again. So what did I use? I used watercolor, I used my acrylic paint, oh, and my stamp pads. That's what I used. And we'll just put this way. And I hope that comes out really well. I should have used a darker color. Let me use one of my stamp pads here. Lift it up and bring it over. I want one that's dark enough. And then of course I've got these, what do they call them? Dewdrop or teardrop? Dewdrop. I've got these here. This is a nice dark blue. Let's try that just because I'm not organized. I've got everything falling out. So let's try this one. This is the darker blue. And we'll just keep pressing until I get all the sides done. And you don't have to use all of, you know, use your imagination, have fun with it. And, you know, if you're really creative, you want to use some really unusual backgrounds. Let's just put it right over top. This particular cardboard is very thick, so it doesn't, you know, it doesn't press down on the edges where some of the other ones does. Let's turn this around. Maybe put it on an angle. And if you want to do it even more, let's try it this way. There's a little bit more ink left on those, and then you can get it lighter and darker, and you know, do your own. And you can use these for backgrounds, which is great. And then all I do is wipe it off after. You can use a wet ones or whatever you want. Anyway, I won't take a lot of time doing this right now. Comes off pretty good actually, but we always have to do that. So these are some of the ones that I've done. So I've done a heart. I did another design. I had a star wand, a butterfly, these star figures, and then this one I just cut it out and did all kinds of design just for fun. See, so we've used acrylic paint, we've used an ink pad, and let me see, and I've also used some other things here. Let me stop for a second and I'll be right back. I had to get some water. So now I'm going to use just this. Now I couldn't find any of my paintbrushes because they're still packed away, but I did have this one. And I don't know if you can hear, Mom's on the phone with her sister in the other room. Anyway, so we're using, I'm just using water to wipe that off. And I'm going to use the wand. And I'm just wiping it down. Sorry, I hope you can see that. Because I wanted to see how the watercolor would work. And as you can see, it's foam, so it kind of spreads all over, but it'll give you a kind of a cool design. And you don't have to use that much water. You can, you know, you guys are artistic. You can dab a little off if you find it's not, doesn't really work very good. But anyway, so let's flip that over and show you how it comes out with the watercolor. Now the watercolor is going to splat because it's very liquidy. Whoops. Oh well, flipped over. There we go. So that's the watercolor. I just like this idea. I just, you know, anything that'll save us a little bit of time, or that will give us something that we really like to use. Some people come up with some great ideas. I just love it. Just love it. Just love it. Alrighty, so we've done acrylic, we've done stamping, we've done watercolor. I could either let that dry or dab it up. It's up to you what you want to do. What's the other thing that I used? I can't remember. And then I had fun with glitter paint. But here, I'll just show you these again. So this was my first attempt right here. And what I had, I found this stencil, which I can use. So I used those paints just to try that. But these are the stamps that I used. And then this is glitter glue. This is, it's metallic paint. I have a gold and a silver, and I just put dots on here, which I like. So there's all these different techniques that you can use. You can, you know, play around. This is kind of messy, but you can make backgrounds with it. Anyway, check out her, oh, it's on the back of this paper. She has some great crafting ideas, some great artistic ideas. I really think you should give it a try. Check her out. She's wonderful. Love her. She's, I believe, in Australia, and she has a great channel. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on and show you a few things. I've got all kinds of new things to try. I've got these really cool paint pens to try. I've got these oil pastels. Let's see what you use. I haven't got orange to try, which I love. I'm not that artistic, however, I do like to experiment and I do like to have fun. So just, you know, if you want to try something different and you want to, I mean, I'm sure people have already done this. I'm sure many of you are already, you crafters are already keen on all of these things, but I just love this idea. You know, when you're doing any kind of card or whatever, you can use different designs as a background. If you just want a bunch of dots on one, if you have pieces of foam and you just cut them as lines, you can use that. It's just use your imagination. I think it's a really great idea. I've also noticed that there's a lot of people doing what is called these loaded envelopes, making wands with straws, making them shabby chic, doing all kinds of things. So that's another thing for me to try. I also wanted to show you this set that I have. I've never used it. It comes with a palette knife, a blending chisel, a stipple brush, and these are two dot dabbers, a large and a small, and then this one is a dropper to be used when, you know, when I get a little more advanced or creative in some of the things that I'm doing. Thanks for joining me, guys. I really appreciate it. This is basically my first crafting video of 2017, and I just had a ball. I had so much fun testing it and trying it out to see what I could do and how I can incorporate different colors. Thanks again. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks so much for your comments. Really appreciate it. Until the next time, bye for now.